The unexpected encounter. The night was colder than usual, the wind whispering softly through the open window of my small apartment. I had just finished a long day, and the last thing on my mind was expecting visitors, especially not ones from another world. I was alone, completely alone, or so I thought. I was in the bathroom, drying off after a shower, wrapped loosely in a towel. The apartment was dimly lit by a single lamp in the living room, casting long shadows that danced across the walls. I was about to head to my bedroom when I heard a strange noise behind me, a soft rustle, barely audible, but enough to make my heart leap. Before I could even turn around, the door to the bathroom creaked open. There they were. Two figures stood in the doorway, tall, slender, and unmistakably not human. Their skin shimmered faintly in the low light, a strange pale blue hue that seemed to glow softly from within. Their eyes were enormous and black, reflecting the room like pools of endless night. They moved silently, almost floating as they stepped. Inside, their faces unreadable yet oddly curious. I froze, towel barely covering me. My breath caught somewhere in my throat. The twins. Yes, they were identical in every way, looked at me with a mixture of shock and something else I couldn't quite place. Confusion? Intrigue? I couldn't tell. For a moment, neither of us moved. The silence stretched, thin, electric with tension. Then one of them spoke, voice melodic but alien, carrying an echo like it was spoken inside a cave. "You are exposed," it said, tilting its head. I swallowed hard. I didn't expect company," I stammered, my cheeks burning with embarrassment and fear. The second twin stepped closer, head cocked to the side, examining me like I was a strange artifact. "Accidental discovery, unintended observation," it said softly. I felt my heart hammering as I wrapped the towel tighter around me. What are you?" I managed. The twins exchanged a brief glance, silent communication flashing. Between them like quicksilver. "We are called the Thalian," the first twin replied, its voice now steady and calm. "Travelers, observers." Before I could respond, the second twin reached out slowly, its long fingers glowing faintly with a soft blue light. I flinched but held still. Suddenly, a wave of warmth washed over me, calming my racing heart and clearing the fog of fear. "Calm," the twin said. "No harm intended." I blinked, trying to process what was happening. The fear that had gripped me was replaced by a strange sense of peace, almost like a gentle lullaby for my mind. Then, unexpectedly, the twins did something I couldn't explain. They began to move in synchronized patterns, almost like a ritual, emitting soft harmonic sounds that filled the room. The air seemed to shimmer and ripple, and suddenly the entire bathroom was bathed in a glowing light that felt both alien and strangely familiar. Then it happened. A strange energy enveloped me, and I felt myself being lifted off the ground. Not by force, but by some invisible current. The twins' eyes glowed brighter as they continued their chant, their hands weaving intricate patterns in the air. Fear returned in a flash. "What's happening?" I shouted, struggling to break free, but my body was weightless, floating gently but firmly within the invisible grasp. Then the world blurred. When my vision cleared, I found myself standing in a place unlike any I'd ever seen. The bathroom was gone. Around me stretched an enormous chamber of light and shadow. The walls pulsed with colors that shifted and changed, colors that had no names. Above me, the ceiling was a swirling tapestry of stars, galaxies, and distant suns, as if I had been transported into the very heart of the cosmos. The twins stood beside me, still glowing faintly, their eyes now softer, almost human. "Welcome," the first twin said. "This is the nexus, the space between worlds." I wanted to scream, to run, to wake up from what had to be a dream, but I was rooted in place, overwhelmed by wonder and terror. The second twin approached, holding out a Small crystalline device that pulsed with light. This is your link, it explained. A tether to your world and to ours. I reached out hesitantly and took the device. It was cool to the touch, smooth and strangely comforting. Suddenly, the twins' demeanor changed. Their eyes hardened, their glow dimmed. "The mission is urgent," the first twin said. "You must listen carefully." My pulse quickened as they began to explain their reason for coming to Earth. Something about a looming cosmic threat, a secret alliance, and a role I was destined to play. I wanted to argue, to tell them they had the wrong person, but the weight of their presence left me powerless. Then, before I could process it all, the chamber flickered. In a flash, I was back in my apartment bathroom, towel still wrapped tight around me, heart pounding as if I had run a marathon. The twins were gone, but something was different. I looked at my hand and saw the crystalline device glowing faintly, embedded now in my palm. I gasped. The door to my apartment suddenly slammed shut behind me, and a cold voice whispered in my ear, "We are watching." I spun around, but the room was empty, alone again. But nothing would ever be the same. Secrets unveiled. The crystal embedded in my palm pulsed gently, a steady rhythm that felt like a heartbeat of its own. I stared at it, trying to make sense of what had just happened. The twins, the nexus, the strange mission, they were all too much to grasp at once. I hurried to the bathroom mirror, lifted my hand, and inspected the glowing device again. It wasn't just embedded in my skin. It seemed to have become a part of me. The soft light spread beneath my skin like a living tattoo. I swallowed hard, panic bubbling up inside me. Who were these aliens? Why had they chosen me? And what the hell did they want? My phone buzzed suddenly on the kitchen counter, jolting me from my spiraling thoughts. I picked it up. A message flashed on the screen. "We need to talk. Urgent. Trust no one." Jay. The message was cryptic, but unmistakably from my closest friend, Jake. He had always been skeptical about the weird and unexplainable, but this message sounded serious. I grabbed my jacket and headed out, the crystal in my palm glowing softly under my sleeve. Jake's apartment was only a few blocks away, but every step felt heavier than the last. I replayed the last night's events in my mind. The twins, the nexus, the cosmic chamber, the crystal. It was like something out of a science fiction movie, but here I was, living it. When I arrived, Jake opened the door immediately, his expression grim. "You're acting weird," he said without greeting me. "What's going on?" I hesitated. Should I tell him everything? Would he believe me? Then I saw it, his eyes. There was something different in them, a flicker of something guarded. "Something's wrong," I finally said, showing him the glowing crystal in my palm. Jake's eyes widened. That's alien tech," he whispered. "I've seen things, stuff people don't know about. I didn't want to tell you before because it sounds insane. But I've been tracking some strange activity for weeks. Alien surveillance, secret missions, hidden operatives living among us." My heart pounded. "What do you mean, hidden operatives?" Jake pulled out his laptop and opened a series of encrypted files and photos. Images of strange beings, aliens like the twins, moving unnoticed among humans. Documents describing secret treaties between Earth governments and extraterrestrial factions. "This isn't just sci-fi stuff," Jake said quietly. "It's real, and you're involved now." Over the next few hours, Jake and I pieced together everything he had uncovered. The twins' mission wasn't just some cosmic errand. They were part of an intergalactic alliance tasked with protecting Earth from a looming threat. But there was more. A faction of aliens, rogue agents, wanted to sabotage the alliance and seize control of Earth's resources. Humans were caught in the middle, oblivious to the shadow war unfolding right under their noses. "Why me?" I asked finally. "Why? Was I chosen?" Jake shook his head. "That's the million-dollar question. Maybe because you saw them naked." He gave a weak smile, but the tension in his eyes remained. The crystal in my palm pulsed again, reminding me it was a constant link to the twins and their world. Suddenly my phone buzzed with another message. Meet us. Midnight, rooftop, come. Alone, no signature. At midnight I stood on the rooftop of my building, heart racing. The city lights stretched endlessly below me, but my attention was fixed on the two glowing figures that appeared beside me. The twins. Their presence was both comforting and intimidating. They looked more human in the moonlight, their eyes softer, but still otherworldly. We cannot reveal everything yet, the first twin said. There are forces watching. We must be careful. I clenched my fists. Then tell me something, anything. The second twin stepped forward. Your link to the crystal is unique. It connects you to the Nexus and to our world. You have a role to play, whether you accept it or not. I swallowed hard, feeling the weight of responsibility settle on my shoulders. Suddenly, the twins' expressions hardened. We believe someone close to you is not who they seem. The first twin whispered. There is a traitor among your kind. My mind reeled. Who, Jake? Someone else? Before I could ask, the rooftop door behind me slammed open. A shadowy figure stepped out, face hidden in the darkness. Leave her alone, a voice growled. It was Jake. The moment hung suspended in tension. Jake's eyes flicked between me and the twins. Are you with them? I asked, heart pounding. Jake shook his head quickly. No, but I'm being watched too. I've been followed for days. The twins studied him carefully. You are telling the truth, the first twin said. But the traitor's identity remains a secret. For now. Suddenly, a piercing alarm echoed across the rooftop. Hostiles incoming, the second twin warned. I barely had time to react before beams of light sliced through the night air. Figures emerged from the shadows, tall, fierce, and clearly hostile. Aliens with aggressive intent. Jake pulled me behind a ventilation unit as the twins sprang into action. They moved with supernatural speed and precision, their glowing hands weaving energy shields and blasts of light that struck the attackers. I watched, heart pounding, as the battle unfolded. The twins fought not just for themselves, but for me. For the fragile link between their world and mine. A sudden blast threw me backward, knocking the crystal loose from my palm. It skittered across the rooftop, glowing wildly. I scrambled toward it just as a hostile alien lunged at me. Suddenly, a sharp pain exploded in my chest. The crystal shot a protective beam around me, deflecting the attack and enveloping me in a shield. The battle ended as quickly as it had begun. The hostiles retreated, leaving a charged silence behind. The twins looked exhausted but unharmed. Your link is stronger than we anticipated, the first twin said, nodding at the crystal, now glowing steadily in my hand. Jake looked shaken but determined. We need to get off this rooftop now. Downstairs in Jake's apartment, the atmosphere was tense but resolute. We're in this together now, Jake said, locking the door behind us. The twins stood silently, their eyes scanning the room. I'm scared, I admitted quietly. You should be, the second twin said honestly, but fear can be a weapon if controlled. Over the next days, the twins taught me how to use the crystal, how to connect with the Nexus, how to sense danger, and how to communicate silently with them across distances. I felt myself changing, growing stronger, but also more vulnerable. The knowledge I gained was both a gift and a curse. Meanwhile, Jake worked furiously to uncover who the traitor was. The deeper we dug, the more complicated the web became. People we trusted, friends and colleagues, began to look suspicious. One night, Jake found something chilling on his laptop, a video file hidden in encrypted code. He played it and my blood ran cold. There, on the screen, was a familiar face, someone I had known for years, meeting with the hostile aliens in secret. The realization hit me like a punch. The traitor was closer than I had feared. The twins confirmed the truth the next time we met. The traitor threatens. The balance between worlds, the first twin said gravely. I clenched my fists. What do we do? The second twin's eyes softened. We prepare, and you must be ready to face what comes next. As the sun rose, painting the sky in streaks of pink and gold, I knew my life had changed forever. No longer was I just a person, living quietly on Earth. I was part of something bigger, a cosmic battle between forces beyond comprehension, and the twins, the alien visitors who had caught me naked by accident, had set me on a path from which there was no turning back. The web tightens. The days that followed felt like walking on the edge of a knife. Every shadow, every whisper, every glance seemed loaded with hidden meaning. I was no longer just me, just a person trying to live a quiet life. I was a nexus point in a secret war that stretched far beyond Earth's atmosphere. Jake had barricaded himself in his apartment, obsessively scanning and decoding files, tracking anomalies, and piecing together clues that often led to dead ends. The twins stayed close, always alert, their alien senses picking up danger before it arrived. But despite the constant vigilance, the traitor remained invisible, their mask flawless. One evening, as rain hammered the windows, Jake burst into my apartment, eyes wild. I found something, he said, breathless, waving a tablet. Look at this. On the screen, a series of encrypted communications, conversations between human officials and alien agents. The exchanges were laced with code, but the message was clear. There was a faction working actively to undermine the alliance between Earth and the Nexus. What does it mean? I asked, my heart thudding. It means the traitor isn't working alone. There's a whole network, inside governments, corporations, maybe even the military. The twins exchanged a grave glance. Our mission grows more dangerous, the first twin said. We must act carefully. That night I couldn't sleep. The crystal in my palm pulsed faintly, a constant reminder that I was connected, linked to something beyond my understanding. My thoughts were interrupted by a soft chime from my phone, a new message. They are closer than you think. Trust only the twins and Jake. No signature. I stared at the message, chills running down my spine. Someone was watching, someone who wanted to warn me but couldn't speak openly. The next day, Jake and I met the twins on a rooftop again, a safer place, high above prying eyes and ears. We need to train, the second twin said. Your bond with the crystal must strengthen. I nodded, trying to hide the shaking in my hands. The twins showed me how to focus energy, how to listen to the subtle frequencies in the air, how to use the crystal to shield my mind from intrusion. Hours passed in a blur of concentration and exhaustion. Just as we were about to leave, a sharp crack split the air. A drone, small, fast, mechanical, zoomed past us, barely missing the twins. Surveillance, the first twin growled. We scattered, diving behind ventilation ducts and stairwell walls. The city was a maze of danger now, each corner possibly hiding an enemy. Back in Jake's apartment, we pored over maps, identifying safe zones and potential threats. The twins shared intelligence about their world and the cosmic threat approaching, a force capable of tearing apart entire star systems. We are the Guardians, the second twin said quietly. But we need human allies. I looked at Jake. He nodded solemnly. We're in this together, he said. Days later, the traitor struck. Jake was alone in his apartment when the power went out. A shadow moved in the dark, silent and deadly. Received a frantic call. Help me, it's here. Then silence. I raced to Jake's place, heart pounding. The door was ajar. Inside, the room was ransacked. No sign of Jake, only a note on the floor. This is only the beginning. The twins appeared immediately. We must find him, the first twin said. Using the crystal's energy, I reached out, feeling a faint pulse. Jake's life force, distant but alive. We're close, the second twin assured. The hunt led us into the city's underbelly, a network of tunnels, forgotten stations, and secret passageways. There, in the darkness, We confronted the traitor face to face, but the revelation shocked me to the core. The traitor was someone I never expected. Betrayal in the shadows. The air was thick with tension as I stared at the face before me. The figure stepping out of the shadows was not some unknown enemy or faceless stranger. It was someone I thought I could trust, a friend I had known for years. "Why?" I whispered, my voice cracking with disbelief. He smiled, but it wasn't a smile of friendship or warmth. It was cold, calculating. "You always thought this was just a simple world, didn't you? Just people and places. But it's far bigger. And I'm part of something much greater than you could ever imagine." The man, Mark, had been a close colleague at work, someone I shared late-night conversations with, someone who had laughed and joked alongside me. Now, standing before me, as the traitor, his eyes glinted with hidden agendas. Jake's disappearance wasn't random. Mark had orchestrated it, using his insider access to gain information about the crystal and the twins. He was a mole embedded deep within the human factions that opposed the alien alliance. "We've been playing in the shadows for too long," Mark said, his voice low. "The Nexus doesn't want peace. They want control." The twins tensed, their alien forms glowing faintly as they prepared to defend. I took a step forward, anger rising in my chest. "You betrayed everyone. For what? Power?" Mark's smile twisted. "For survival. For evolution. Humanity must be pushed to the next level, whether you like it or not." Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the tunnels. Mark pressed a hidden button on his wrist, and the entire underground network started sealing shut, locking us inside a deadly maze. The twins grabbed me by the arms. "We need to move. Now!" We sprinted down twisting corridors, dodging traps and automated defenses. The walls hummed with energy, closing in on us like a living beast. As we ran, I realized the truth of what Mark had said. This wasn't just a fight for survival. It was a war for the very soul of humanity. The crystal pulsed in my hand, guiding me through the darkness. I learned to trust its subtle vibrations, a lifeline in the chaos. After what felt like hours, we emerged into a cavernous chamber bathed in an eerie blue light. There, standing at the center, was Jake, alive but restrained by alien energy cuffs. "Jake!" I shouted, rushing forward. He looked up, exhaustion and relief flooding his eyes. "Get me out of here!" The twins worked quickly to disable the restraints, their fingers weaving strange patterns in the air. As Jake was freed, Mark appeared again, blocking our escape. "You think you can stop this?" he sneered. "This is only the beginning." The chamber shook violently, and through the fissures, monstrous machines began to rise, constructs of metal and energy designed to subjugate and control. The twins summoned their powers, creating shields of shimmering light to protect us. I gripped the crystal tightly, feeling a surge of energy that I barely understood. "We have to fight," the first twin said, "for Earth, for humanity." The battle was fierce and chaotic. The machines struck with relentless force, but we countered with the twins' alien technology and my growing bond with the crystal. At one moment, a massive construct lunged at Jake, and I threw myself in front of him, the crystal flaring with blinding light. A searing pain shot through me, but the energy shield held. When the dust settled, the machines lay shattered, and Mark was nowhere to be seen. But the victory felt hollow. "He's still out there," Jake said, clutching his side. The twins nodded solemnly, "and so is the true enemy." As we regrouped, the twins revealed the deeper truth. The Nexus wasn't a single entity, but a complex web of alien factions, some wanting peace, others domination. Mark was just a pawn in a larger game. The crystal's light dimmed in my hand, and a new message appeared within it, an invitation. Come to the Nexus. Find the truth. The weight of the decision settled on me. To face the unknown, to risk everything for answers, or stay in the shadows, waiting for the next betrayal. I looked at the twins, and Jake. "We go," I said firmly. The journey into the heart of the Nexus was about to begin. Journey into the Nexus. The message pulsed softly in the crystal's core, a silent summons to a place far beyond Earth's skies, deeper into the heart of alien secrets. I stared at it, my mind a whirlwind of questions, doubts, and a growing resolve. "We're really going," Jake said, voice tight with a mix of fear and determination. The twins nodded, their glowing forms flickering like stars. "We must. The answers lie within the Nexus itself," the first twin said. Preparations were swift. The twins summoned a sleek, organic ship that shimmered with iridescent light. It wasn't like any human technology. It seemed alive, breathing with subtle pulses. Stepping aboard, I felt the crystal in my palm resonate, syncing with the ship's rhythms. As we lifted off, the city below shrank to a blur. Outside, stars scattered like diamonds, the void stretching infinitely ahead. "This is no ordinary journey," the second twin explained. "We are entering a realm where physics and reality bend. The Nexus is ancient, a confluence of civilizations, ideas, and power. Hours turned into days as the ship navigated through wormholes and shimmering portals. The twins guided us with precision, their alien senses reading the cosmic currents. I found myself overwhelmed, yet fascinated. The vastness of space suddenly felt intimate, as if every star was a heartbeat in the grand web of existence. But danger lurked even here. Our ship was tracked. A sleek black vessel appeared, silent and menacing. "Prepare for defense," the first twin ordered. The black ship unleashed a barrage of energy beams. Our shields flared, and the ship shuddered under the attack. I gripped the crystal, focusing on its light. The twins began chanting in their strange language, weaving energy barriers that rippled like liquid metal. I could feel the crystal respond, its light intensifying. Together, we repelled the attackers, but the battle was only a warning. As we neared the Nexus, the ship's sensors detected a massive structure, a colossal space station that defied human engineering. Its surface was covered in shimmering glyphs and pulsating energy lines. "This is the Nexus Citadel," the second twin said reverently, "the seat of power." Docking with the station, we were greeted by an unexpected figure, an alien elder, regal and imposing. "You've come far, human," the elder said, eyes piercing, "but the path ahead is perilous." Inside the citadel, corridors twisted and shifted, as if alive. The walls whispered secrets in a language that the crystal began translating in my mind. We were led to a grand chamber, where representatives of many alien species gathered. "Peace is fragile," the elder said, "and there are those who seek to shatter it." Mark's betrayal was only the surface of a deeper conflict. Over the next days, I learned about the Nexus' complex politics, alliances forged in blood and betrayal, ancient wars that shaped galaxies, and the delicate balance between domination and freedom. The crystal revealed visions, flashes of distant worlds, battles, and sacrifices. Each vision tugged at my soul, reminding me why we fought. One night, as the citadel slept, I was drawn to a hidden chamber. There, I found a holographic archive detailing the history of the twins' race. They were once conquerors, their civilization built on control and fear, but a great catastrophe forced them to change, to become guardians instead of tyrants. Their mission on Earth was redemption. The revelation shook me. Could beings with such a dark past truly be allies? The cool twins appeared beside me, sensing my turmoil. "We are not perfect," the first twin admitted, "but our hope lies in humanity's spirit." Just as hope began to kindle, an alarm shattered the stillness. "Sabotage!" the elder shouted. The citadel trembled as explosions rocked its core. Enemies had infiltrated, traitors from within. Chaos erupted. In the frenzy, I realized the crystal's power was key to stopping the destruction. Harnessing its light, I focused on stabilizing the energy flows. The twins fought alongside, their powers glowing brighter than ever. With a blinding surge, we sealed the breach. Breathing heavily, we regrouped. The elder looked at me with newfound respect. "You have the heart of a warrior." But the battle was far from over. Mark's network was bigger than we thought. As we prepared to return to Earth, the twins warned of the coming storm. The war for humanity's future has only begun, and I knew, deep in my bones, that I was ready to fight. The final revelation, humanity's choice. The Citadel still hummed with residual energy, the aftermath of the attack leaving scars across its ancient halls. The calm was deceptive. Everyone knew this peace was fragile. Our enemies had struck at the heart of the Nexus, but their reach extended far beyond these walls. Standing beside the twins, I felt a weight settle on my shoulders, the responsibility of what I had become. Not just a victim or a bystander, but a key player in a cosmic game that stretched across galaxies. The elder's voice echoed through the grand chamber as representatives from dozens of alien races gathered. The war for control of the Nexus is no longer just a conflict between species. It is a war for the future of all sentient life. I glanced at the twins, their glowing eyes filled with determination and something else. Hope. "We have learned that Mark was a pawn," the elder continued, "a symptom of a larger, darker force that seeks to manipulate humanity from the shadows." My mind raced back to all the betrayals, the confusion, the moments of fear and doubt. It had all been part of a bigger plan, one that threatened Earth itself. The crystal pulsed softly in my hand. Its light seemed to reach into my soul, revealing the intertwined fate of humanity and the aliens who had so unexpectedly become allies. "This crystal," I said aloud, "it's not just a weapon or a beacon. It's a key to knowledge, power, and choice." The elder nodded. "Indeed, it was created by an ancient civilization known as the Lumarians, architects of peace and progress across the stars. The crystal carries their legacy, the power to shape destiny." The chamber grew quiet as the weight of the revelation sank in. The twins stepped forward. "Humanity stands at a crossroads. The Nexus offers a chance to join a coalition of worlds committed to peace, exploration, and shared knowledge, or to resist, isolating itself and risking destruction." Their words stirred a storm inside me. I had seen what humanity was capable of. Our cruelty, our resilience, our hope. A heated debate erupted among the alien delegates. Some feared humanity's impulsiveness, others saw potential for greatness. I felt the crystal pulse faster. It was as if it sensed my internal conflict. Suddenly, a new message arrived, an encrypted warning from Earth's resistance movement. Mark's network had unleashed a covert strike on a major city, blaming alien forces to turn humanity against us. Panic surged. The elder's eyes hardened. "This is a final test, to see if humanity can choose unity over fear." I looked at the twins, and then at the crowd. The choice was ours, to embrace the unknown or to let suspicion tear us apart. In that moment, I realized something profound. The crystal's power was not just in its technology or energy, but in its ability to bring understanding. It was a mirror reflecting the best and worst of us. I raised the crystal high. "I speak not just for myself, but for millions back home. We choose hope. We choose alliance. We choose to rise above fear." The chamber erupted in mixed reactions. Cheers, gasps, and cautious nods. The twins' forms glowed brighter. "Then together, we will forge a new future." Back on Earth, the revelation sparked a wave of change. The truth about Mark's betrayal, The alien alliance and the nexus spread rapidly. Not everyone accepted it easily. Fear and mistrust simmered. But the message of unity and discovery ignited something rare: belief. Months passed. I found myself no longer just a messenger, but a bridge between two worlds. The crystal remained a symbol, a reminder that humanity's destiny was not fixed, but shaped by choices. One evening I stood beneath the stars, the crystal warm in my hand. The twins beside me, their presence a comfort. "Do you regret it?" I asked softly. The first twin smiled, a rare expression. "No. We have seen your world's heart. It is flawed, but filled with light." The second twin added, "Humanity is not alone. Together we will explore, protect, and learn." As I looked up at the endless sky, I realized the greatest journey was not among the stars, but within ourselves. The story that began with fear and surprise had led to something unimaginable, a chance for humanity to rise, not by conquering, but by embracing the unknown. Final lesson. In a universe vast and mysterious, the true power lies not in advanced technology or ancient artifacts, but in the courage to face fear, the willingness to trust others, and the strength to choose hope over suspicion. We are all connected, by curiosity, by struggle, and by the dreams of a better tomorrow. And sometimes the most shocking moments reveal not danger, but opportunity. The end.